அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல முட்டையடித்தனை வெட்ட வெளி நீ நட்டமாடினையன் அருணாச்சல மோகம் தவிர்த்துன் மோகமவை தூமென் மோகம் திராயன் அருணாச்சல மௌனியாய் கற்போன் மலராதிருந்தான் மௌனமிதாமோ அருணாச்சல எவனின் வாயின் மண்ணினையட்டி என் பிழை பொழித்ததருணாச்சல யாருமறியாதென் மதியினை மருட்டி அவர் கொலை கொண்டதருணாச்சல ரமணன் என்றுரைத்தேன் ரோஷம் கொளாதேனை ரமித்திட செய்யவாருணாச்சல ராப்பகலில்லா வெறுவெளி வீட்டில் ரமித்திடுவோம் வா அருணாச்சல லட்சியம் வைத்தருள் அஸ்திரங் வீட்டனை பக்ஷிதாய் பிராணனோடருணாச்சல லாபநீக பர லாபமிலனை ஊற்று லாபமே நூற்றனை அருணாச்சல வரும்படி சொல்லிலை வந்தன் படியள வருந்திடும் தலை விதி அருணாச்சல வாவென்றகம் புக்குன் வாழ்வருளன்றே என் வாழ்விழந்தேனருள் அருணாச்சல விட்டிடில் கஷ்டமாம் விட்டிடாதுனையோயேர் விட்டிடருள் புரி அருணாச்சல அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல சிவ அருணாச்சல
ஓம் நமः பரமரிஷிभ्यो நமः பரமரிஷிभ्यः ஹரி ஓம் அந்தராயதிமிரோபசாந்தயே சாந்தபாவனமச்சிந்த்ய வைபவம் தன்னரம் பபுஷி குஞ்சரம் முகே மன்மஹே கிமபி துந்திலம் மஹா குருர் பிரம்மா குருர் விஷ்ணு குருர் தேவோ மகேஸ்வரः குரு சாட்சாத் பரம் பிரம்ம தஸ்மை ஸ்ரீ குரவே நமः ஈஸ்வரோ குருராத்மேதி மூர்த்திபேத விபாகினே व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मारामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रतें तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतो नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनां सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं करुणापूर्णसुधाब्धे कबलितघनविश्वरूप किरणावल्या अरुणाचलपरमात्मन् अरुणो भवचित्तकञ्जसुविकासाय त्वयि अरुणाचल सर्वं भूत्वा स्थित्वा प्रलीनमेतच्चित्रं हृद्यहमित्यात्मतया नृत्यसि भोः ते वदन्ति हृदयं नाम अहमिति कुत आयातीत्यन्विष्यान्तः प्रविष्टयात्यमलधियाम् अवगम्य स्वं रूपं शाम्यत्यरुणाचलत्वयि नदीवाब्धौ त्यक्त्वा विषयं बाह्यं रुद्धप्राणेन रुद्धमनसान्तस्त्वां ध्यायन् पश्यति योगी दीधितिम् अरुणाचलत्वयि महीयं ते त्वय्यर्पितमनसा त्वां पश्यन् सर्वं तवाकृतितया सततं भजते अनन्यप्रीत्या स जयत्यरुणाचलत्वयि सुखे मग्नः हृदयकुहरमध्ये केवलं ब्रह्ममात्रं ह्यहमहमिति साक्षात् आत्मरूपेण भाति हृदि विषमनसा स्वं चिन्वतामज्जता वां पवनचलनरोधादात्मनिष्ठो भवत्वं यस्माज्जातं जगत्सर्वं यस्मिन्नेव प्रलीयते येनेदं धार्यते चैव तस्मै ज्ञानात्मने नमः चूडोत्तं सितचन्द्रचारुकलिका चञ्जत्शिखाभास्वरो लीलादग्धविलोलकामशलभश्रेयो दशाग्रे स्फुरन् अन्तःस्फूर्जतपारमोहतिमिरप्राग्भारमुच्चाटयन् चेतः सत्मनियोगिनां विजयते ज्ञानप्रदीपो हरः शारदा शारदाम्भोजवदना वदनाम्बुजे सर्वदा सर्वदास्माकं सन्निधिं सन्निधिं क्रियात् राकाचन्द्रसमानकान्तिवदनां नाकाधिराजस्तुता मूकानामपि कुर्वती सुरधुनीनिकाश वाग्वैभवं श्रीकाञ्चीनगरी विहाररसिकां शोकापहन्त्री सताम् एका पुण्यपरम्परा पशुपतेः आकारिणी राजते योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम् Yesterday we saw the 67th verse in Aksharamanamalai, where Bhagavan speaks about fearlessness. One needs great courage to enter spiritual life. The courage to face, encounter death. Even to question the Guru, you need courage. To approach the Master, the Guru, you need real courage. To ask the right question. Vishwanatha Swami says in one place, to ask a question to Bhagavan and to get the answer from him is itself a great art. It will not be possible that you question him and next minute he answers. Sometimes there will be great pause. It also happens that the answer might come next day. And one should know how to connect with this. The sage who resides in the heart will speak from that state of mindlessness to a right question. That answer is what we call as Veda. It is the Veda. Apaurusheya means there is no Purusha, there is no person there. It comes from the impersonal center. Just as you press the calling bell and inside the house it makes a sound of ding. Like that, from outside you are putting a question and the response comes from the center. When one devotee asked Bhagavan, you say the jnani has no mind. But when we ask question, you answer. Where from the answer comes? Bhagavan said, the source from where the question arises, from the same source the answer also comes. Only the bodies are different. The source is same, the heart is same. So when you put a question to Bhagavan, Vishwanatha Swami has given a very beautiful picture of how Bhagavan will respond. Sometimes it's like a small drizzle. And then perhaps if the questioner is fortunate enough to get such an answer, it will be a heavy downpour. So to put the question, and your question touches the center. That means the question is you. And the center in the master is Brahman. You are just sending an arrow to that center. The Upanishad says, you shoot the arrow of your jiva bhava, the individual sense, to the center of Brahman. Dhanur grihitva Aupanishadam mahastram sharam hi upasanishitam sandadhita ayamya tadbhavagatena chetasa lakshyam tadevaksharam somya vidhi. The Upanishadic sage says, dear child, learn to shoot your arrow right at the center. And the master also is a good shooter. Bhagavan in one verse says, Arunachala, you also shot an arrow at me, the arrow of grace. Bhakshitai prananod Arunachala. And that arrow swallowed my body, my mind, my prana, my ego sense, everything. லட்சியம் வைத்து அருள் அஸ்திரம் விட்டு பக்ஷித்தாய் பிராணனோடு அருணாச்சல. Kabir in one of his dohas says, the master shot an arrow at me. It's not Rama Nama, it is Rama Bana. Bana Chataya Guru. He says he sent a Bana. And that Bana just swallowed me. So to face that arrow, you are shooting an arrow at him. And the master's look, master's words, the Mahavakya Upadesha, it just will come down on you with so much force, so much power. To face that, there should be enough courage in this disciple. When Nachiketas asked Yama, god of death, about the secret of death, the god of death tried to tempt him with many things. He said, don't ask this question. I will give you everything. Ima Ramaha, Sarathaha, Saturyaha, Nahidrisha Lambaniya Manushyehi. Abhirmat Partabif Paricharayasva, Nachiketaha, Maranam Manuprakshehi. The god of death said, oh Nachiketa, don't ask about the mystery of death. I will give you beautiful girls, I will give you this chariot, I will give you money, I will give you everything, don't ask about death. That boy was very intelligent. He said, you yourself know that these things will not stay. They will all perish. Shvobhavaha martyasya dandagaitat. Very human life is not stable. Any day I will die. So I want only that secret. When he stood with that firmness, that master said, Twadrugno bhoyad nachiketa prashta. He said, my dear child, I need people who know how to ask like you. Otherwise, they get a banana, they will go away. Some sweet you get, you will go away with that. Some pongal you get, you will go away with that. You have to be firm till the answer swallows you. The answer is you. The answer, who am I? The question has no answer. Some people, they say, I am going on asking who am I, no answer comes. This question, who am I, is an answerless question. See, there is no answer Upanishad. There is only question Upanishad. You see, Upanishad has Prashna Upanishad, Kena Upanishad. These are all, the very name of the Upanishad is question. There is no answer Upanishad. Bhagavan's who am I is also a Upanishad. It is a question. You just pose that question within. You need tremendous courage not to allow the I to wash you away. Every thought, every single thought, every emotion, every self-image when it arises, ஒன்றை கூட விடாமல் மூலத்தில் ஒடுக்கி விட வேண்டும். உதிக்கும் இடத்தில் ஒடுக்கி விட வேண்டும். Bhagavan in Who Am I says, not leaving a single thought, merge every single thought in the source. Asking who is the thinker, who is this I, what is this I? Who is this seeker? Who is seeing through these eyes? Who is listening through the ears? Suppose you ask it while listening, instead of getting some ideas, you will have the experience of samadhi here. You just pose this question within, who is the listener? Vijñātāramare kena vijaniyāt. The Shruti Upanishad says, know the knower. By which knowledge you become aware of the person who is aware. Intensely you become aware of this movement of this I. You never pause anywhere till the I thought is merged in the source, and no thought is operating, neither are you sleeping. If the thoughts subside, sleep will come. So neither sleep nor thinking. Nidra na vidya, grahanam na vidya. Bhagavan says neither sleep is realization nor thinking is realization. Knowing is realization. Grinhadi kinchinna yathartha bodhe. In pure awareness there is no grasping. There is no grasping. Nidra padartha grahanetara syat. Neither nidra, sleep, nor knowing the objects. Then what exists there? Chideva vidya vilasanti ashunya. That pure chit, pure awareness alone is, it is not nothingness, it is purna. It is pure awareness. And to stay there you need tremendous courage. Because for many births we have lived as this I. Some person. The only state where we have the experience of no person is deep sleep, which we never observed. Actually, Bhagavan says, Yoga Vasishta says, many other places it is there, not in only in deep sleep. Even now, there is no person. Most of the time, there is no person. When somebody asks you, who are you? The person will come. When you have to do something, the person will come. When you comes, I will come. When he comes, I will come. This I is avarana. The you, he is all vikshepa. One is the veil, the other is distraction. So when you are without this I, no you, no he, no world, nothing exists. Only existence, don't name it, it is Brahman. People ask how the Vedas say everyone is God, how to see everyone as. It is not possible. Somebody asked Bhagavan, they say Jnani looks at the world as Brahman. How do you see? Bhagavan said, I see only what all of you see, but you see more than me. You see the body, you see the mind, you superimpose so many things. I see only what is, what exists. Actually, there is no seeing involved. Okay. Then the quest, we are in the quest. To inquire within who am I is so easy, you don't even need God for that. You don't need any mantra. Actually, what you are doing is, you are investigating the ever-throbbing mantra within you. And searching the source of that mantra. It is what the Yoga Shastra says as Pashyanti Vak. The transcendental is Para. And from there arises something which is pure, unadulterated consciousness, Chit, as a throb, Spurti, which Bhagavan says as Spurana, Spandana. And that is the real form of mantra. Any mantra you chant, the mantra will ultimately take you to that ever flowing current of a primordial mantra inside you. It is not a mantra made of words. It is not a mantra that someone is giving you. It is a mantra already initiated by you. In fact, Bhagavan says in the fetus form it is there. See, actually, Bhagavan was also initiated. In Madurai, when he was studying in the school, someone came, and Bhagavan was a boy of 16. He asked, where are you coming from? He said, Arunachalam. He stood transfixed. Listening to that, he stood in ecstasy, in samadhi. Actually, that mantra was already there in him. Or, we can say, the throb, the aham spurti within, Bhagavan identified as Arunachala. When from outside world he said Arunachalam, that represented the Mahavakya, means Arunachalam for Bhagavan means it is pure consciousness, Brahman. The state where there is no body, no mind, no ego, it is pure divine abode. And someone comes and tells, I am coming from there. He could not believe. How is it possible to come from there with body? Then that person said, you don't know that place, it is Tiruvanamalai. Suddenly the dream vanished. The divine state for a time being was removed. Because Bhagavan says, this is the story of falling from the sacred height to the earth. From Purana to Bhu. Puranamanam Bhumanam. This is in miniature form, this is the story where you already have the divine within you and somebody tells you that is this body. Arivinai Marulurut. A small taste was given and then he was pulled here. So, then when he came here, he found that that nama is throbbing within him, that mantra is throbbing within him. You have to learn to listen to that most sacred mantra within you in the deepest cavern of your very being. In the deepest cave within you, which Bhagavan calls as heart, there is that celestial music which is not made of sound, which is Pashyanti walk. I said the next stage of Mauna. It is the connecting link between your mind and Mauna. That sacred Mauna is Para, and this is Pashyanti, means somewhere it is palpable, somewhere you can come in a little bit of contact with that sound which is not made of sound. It is a sound but not a sound. It is Nada, and it is Bindu, and it is Kala. Nada is the primordial sound, Bindu is the center, and Kala is the effulgence. Sat Chit Ananda. You have to see it in yourself. That Pashyanti, that throb within you. Outwardly, the next stage is Madhyama, means mental. It is in the plane of mind, where you feel I, this self-image. Then comes Vaikhari, you utter it in some language as Nan, Me, Aham, I. You then only verbalize it. Without verbalizing, the very sadhana starts from Madhyama, from the mental plane, where you see this I moving about. In dream, unconsciously you identify with many eyes. You just lie down, one eye comes, it tells you I am going to Kashi. You enter that eye and go to Kashi, and there you find Rishikesh. From there, you go to some other place, and there you meet someone who is living in Tiruvanamalai. So all jumbled. The eye is making this trip, right? You catch hold of that eye with so much alertness. See, the prana catches hold of that eye during death and takes for a trip for other world or another birth or something. This is what is Punarjanma, rebirth. Consciously you catch hold of that I. For 10 minutes you sit in meditation and you will find that how many births you are having, identifying with that I, which shoots from the center, goes somewhere, becomes something, somebody, and comes back. You become intensely alert, then you will inwardly experience the suffering of many, many births in your meditation seat. So there you learn to hold on to this I. You catch hold of this I. And then question, what is this I? I. It will not give you that catch so easily. It will just tedinal otam pidikkum. Bhagavan says you try to hold it, it will just vanish from your hold. But without leaving, you just post this question within you, who am I, what is this I, where from this I arises. With antarmukha. Somebody asked Bhagavan, how did you realize so quickly? It is not happening to everyone. One day you felt you are going to die and you asked, who am I? What is this I? And you woke up. Compassionately Bhagavan answers. Bhagavan said, all are not born with same samskara. Certain ripe souls are born with intense antarmukha. Very beautiful answer. Certain souls are born with intense introspective look, that for them this sadhana becomes very, very easy. In your very birth, that is what they call as yoga brashta. These yoga brashtas, those who want to complete their yoga sadhana, come to this world and take birth. Sometimes they take birth in a very rich family. Gita says, Shrimatam Gehe. Those who are very abundant, those who have very abundant values in them, in that family, so that the senses, the mind are very easily controlled, put in order. They get a good body there, and very rich family, so that they need not toil much. Otherwise, in the very younger age, they will be put to work. So they take birth in such places. Saying this, Krishna continues in Gita, he says, Athava, or in rare occasions, yoginam eva kule bhavati. They take birth in the family of yogis. Saying this, Krishna says that is indeed very rare. Etad hi durlabhataram loke janma yadidrisham. Such a birth is a very, very, very rare incident. So when such birth they take, sometimes they are born with intense inward look. So you cannot compare yourself with them. You cannot just say like Bhagavan, I will sit, I will lie down, imitate death. You will imitate and go to sleep. See, the regular route we have to take, that is, you have to put every inch of effort to be effortless, to push the I thought to the source, to put the I thought to the heart center. So every moment you are alert, you are aware, and you start from the mental mode Madhyama. You ask, what is this I? You try to observe the I. In Tamoguna, the I is not palpable. In Rajoguna, it becomes palpable. It is Sattvic Rajas, it becomes palpable. Sometimes someone insults you, someone speaks ill about you, someone is standing against you, then you feel the I and you don't fall into that I and you ask, what is this I? You see the I as if someone is coming out of the waters, the river. Someone who has taken a dip, when he comes out, like that, the I arises from the heart and you look at the I, look at the I, look at the I. And this practice becomes very familiar to you. It becomes like a Manasa Mantra Japa, Ajapa Japa. Actually, this is Ajapa Japa because any other Japa will have a gap. This is an uninterrupted Mantra Japa which is not done by you. The inner one, the inner being is doing the Japa. The rosary is not in your hand, the rosary is inside you. The rosary is inside you, the mantra japa mala is inside you, and from the heart Arunachala is doing this japa, Thane Thane Tattvam. So he is doing the japa of Tan as Aham, Aham, Aham. And you train yourself to touch that Spurti. A moment you touch that Spurti, next moment the I thought arises. The I thought is like that water bubble. It will come, blast, go. Another bubble will come, go. Another bubble will come, go. But the ocean sometimes gives out a wave. The body of the ocean comes out. It is in contact with the ocean. Like that is this Spurti arises from the heart. You learn to hold that Spurti, stay with that Spurti, and that Spurti is Samadhi. Cohen asked Bhagavan, he was reading a biography of Ramakrishna in which Romarola has given a picture about Nirvikalpa Samadhi. That person has not known what it is. So he has written something nonsense about it, as if it is a demon about which Ramakrishna was afraid, such things. So Cohen, when he read this, he took the book to Bhagavan and he said, Bhagavan, he has written that Nirvikalpa Samadhi is like a great void. It makes everything shunya, it swallows everything shunya. Bhagavan said, what to do? When people want to write, they write many things. And they create confusion where no confusion is needed. What is Nirvikalpa? Vikalpa means any covering on awareness is Vikalpa. Nirvikalpa means this pure current of Chit. Nirvikalpa Samadhi means there is no other feeling there other than this Aham, 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 this I. And that too is not I. It is the pure current of divine awareness. So to stay there, one must be ready to give up every hold on name, form, doership, enjoyership, attachment, aversion. In one place Bhagavan says the person must be a real yogi. On the other side, Bhagavan says any ordinary person can do it. And here Bhagavan says you should be a yogi to do that. Noyar Tabakkum, he says, that experience is common to all. It is within everyone. But when you want it, you should not have bhidi. Bhidiyil unnai share. You should be ready to approach that inner state without any fear. And when that infinity is inviting you, Bhidiyil ennai share. When Ishvara comes to me, when the ocean itself comes to the river, during that tsunami, in Chennai, people were not aware what was happening at that time. So in that Adayar bridge, everyone was with amazement watching something. What was happening is, the river was with tremendous force flowing on the opposite side. That is the spot where the river comes and merges with the ocean. But on that particular day, they found that river was flowing on the opposite side, which is not possible. And they were wondering what is happening. Then they found out that it is not the river flowing, it is the ocean entering the river. Like that, the jiva at a state experiences the infinite. Bhagavan, in talks with Ramana Maharshi in one place, speaks about a doha of Kabir, where the Kabir says, everyone knows that the bubble arises from the ocean. But very few know that the bubble contains the ocean. Like that, this jiva which is here, when it inquires within what this jiva is, this I is, all the boundary disappears. Ellayaratthan olirum, the shariram, the body, the mind, the ego, every limitation goes. And Vinnuru, that Akasha, that infinite alone remains. And what is the problem with that? Why should be fearless? You be fearless to remain that, because in that sweep, all that the individual, the ego, holds on to will be swept away. The question is whether the person is ready for that. Bidi undanukku yen. It looks as if Bhagavan is asking Arunachala, but it is a question to us also. Bidi undanukku yen. Why are you afraid about the immortal? Ramakrishna asked Vivekananda when he was a young boy. He asked Naren, you have a golden cup, and that cup is filled with nectar. And imagine yourself to be a honeybee. How will you taste that honey, that nectar? Narendra said, I will sit in the edge of the glass and slowly taste that nectar. Ramakrishna said, you fool, you have to jump into it. He said, if I jump, I will be no more there. That is what you have to attain, because it is not that you will die, it is the syrup of deathlessness. It is the syrup of immortality, amritattvam. So amrita madhu, it is amrita madhu. So you will gain real life by losing your individual sense there. Then only you will gain real life. So be ready to lose yourself so that you can gain. Bhidi undanakken, why are you afraid? This is the question. When Swamiji in Kerala, Ramakrishna Swami, he himself told recently, is still there in Trivandrum. Formerly I thought about some other Swami about that incident. He told that is me. He was going in the streets somewhere in Kerala, and one mother was feeding her child. And she was teaching the child. The child was weeping. Normally, as usual, instead of taking the food, it was weeping. And the mother was telling, if you refuse to eat, there in Malayalam it is called Puchandi, Bhudam. Bhudam means a ghost, a devil. Something is going there, I will make it catch hold of you. Swami said, that child will become good child, good person. Because the mother is teaching that a holy man, a sannyasi, a sadhu, is a devil, Bhudam. And he went to that mother and told her also, you are teaching the child to be afraid about something which alone is the path of fearlessness. So this very spiritual path is the path of fearlessness. This is the only path where there is fearlessness. Every other path is beset with fear. Everywhere there is fear. You want to make money, you are afraid about many people. You want to enjoy, indulge in the worldly life, you are afraid about disease. You are too attached to your physical appearance. Hair grows grey, skin shrinks, teeth goes, that too in front. And people also constantly tell you, you look very old. You are afraid about that. Bhoge roga bhayam kule chuti bhayam. In a good family, you are afraid about bad name. Vitte drupalat bhayam. You have money, you are afraid about income tax. Mane dainya bhayam. A very self-respected person is afraid about what? Bad name. Or becoming small in front of other people. Bale ripu bhayam, a strong person is afraid about enemy. Rupe jaraya bhayam, the very form, you have a handsome figure, beautiful figure, you are afraid about old age. Shastre vadi bhayam, you are a scholar, you are afraid about debate. Much scholarly person, you are afraid. Shastre vadi bhayam. Gune, you try to maintain good character. You are afraid about scandals. Gune kalabhayam. Kaye kritanta dubhayam. As long as you have a good body, you are afraid about death. Sarvam vastu bhayanvitam. Everything in this world is affected by fear. Sarvam vastu bhayanvitam bhuvi nrinam vairagyameva abhayam. Only dispassion is fearlessness. Vairagya is fearlessness. You are not afraid about anything. You are no more afraid about anything. No more fear about anything. Vairagyam eva abhayam. So that kind of fearlessness has to come in our being. You can approach spiritual life from various corners. You can approach it as experience of deathlessness. You can approach it as experience of peace. You can approach it as experience of pure love. You can approach it as fearlessness. These are all like, you have a diamond, it has various, what they call corners, where it shines. Like that, you chisel yourself, you find that various corners, various things are there, and one aspect, the chief aspect, which is very important in life, without which there is constant stress, and that is absolute fearlessness. The greatest devotional text in India, that is Bhagavatam, says he is not afraid about God. Till he identifies with the body and there is duality, he is ultimately afraid. That is why in English you say God-fearing. And the greatest devotional text says, Yavadasya asvatantriyam tavad ishwarataha bhayam. As long as he is not free, he is afraid about God. Even God becomes a constant cause for fear. But when the right knowledge arises, that is the next song, the right knowledge arises. Samyak jnana. When the samyak jnana comes, when the perfect knowledge comes, he no more fears anyone. Fear is not there in his dictionary. Abhayam. In Bhagavatam, the Parikshit, the king, got a curse that on the 7th day he will be burned to ashes by a serpent bite. The serpent is not an ordinary serpent, it is Takshaka, and it bites you. There will be no time, no need for cremation. The body will be instantaneously electrocuted. It will be made to flames. So that is the curse. And this king was very well equipped with knowledge. So when he heard that he was cursed like that very moment he became dispassionate. He said, what is this kingdom, this treasury, so many jewels, gold, so many queens, name, fame, everywhere, people respect me. Everything vanished when that Brahmin, that sage, tongue moved. Only that much, that flimsy is all these things. When just that boy who cursed me, he opened his mouth, and what happened? Some sound was produced, and all my achievements and attainments evaporated. And I know that 7th day, that great mighty snake will come. And it's a symbol, you can also say that it's a symbol of death. So when everything is going to vanish, what should I do? He just left everything and went to the bank of Ganga. and sat there. See the real Vairagya. People sometimes ask, some seekers, they get into the net of wrong gurus. Why it happens? The answer is there will be no mistake in this nature. Everyone gets what they deserve. If the center is having a very genuine quest, it will invite the greatest master to your presence. If you are carrying the genuine flame of quest in your heart, somehow you will be brought in contact with the greatest sage who can awaken you. So this king, he renounced everything, and he did not ask, where is my guru? He did not search for any guru. He was in dire need of that knowledge. That alone he knew. He was like a very thirsty, hungry person. But he went and sat on the bank of Ganga. And the power of that mumukshutva, that longing for truth, was so intense that it invited thousands of sages around him. So many sages, the Bhagavata says, without any invitation, all of them crowded there. And this king says, what a great boon that I have got in the form of a curse. It is not a shapa, it is not a curse. Now I know that it is not a curse. The Brahmin cursed, but it is not the curse of the Brahmin. The Brahmana gave me a great, in the form of curse, he gave me Brahmajnana. And I am here sitting here to have the darshan of so many mighty sages. Even a single sage, to get a darshan of them, you need so much punyam. But so many of you have come. Who will teach me? The power activated within invited that great sage Shuka there. He came there and gave him the knowledge in such a way, the person asked, the king asked, Lord, I have only 7 days of life. What should I do? Generally, those who are scholarly, traditional, they will say, 7 days you cannot do anything. Now you start doing some sadhana. In your next birth, you will get a good body, and then you will study shastras and go slow process, you will attain. Don't fear. Now you do some japa, some going around the hill, many things you can do. But when the king said, I have only 7 days, that great sage said, my dear Parikshit, you have 7 days. You don't even need 7 seconds to get it. Varam muhurtam ghaditam viditam ghadeta shreyaseyataha. You can attain the greatest benediction in a moment. Don't fear. We have lot of time. Till Takshaka arrives, he has to arrive from a great distance. So till he comes, we will spend our time in stories. Good stories. So that your mind will be peaceful. I will talk about many sages, saints, Krishna, Rama, everyone I will speak. You listen, let us live for some time, let us enjoy bhakti. And right before the arrival of the serpent, a few minutes before that, the sage sat steady. And then told Parikshit, be alert now. Now you have only few minutes. Now I will give you the treasure. Give up this dream that you have a body. Give up this delusion that you have any body to die. The moment you identify with the body, you become an animalistic being. Pashubuddhi mimam jahi na jatahatvam. He says, you were never born. How can you die? Na jatahatvam. And no death is possible to you. What is within you as I is Brahman. Aham Brahma Param Dhama Brahmaham Paramam Padam. You look at it now. You own that abode now. Stay there and recognize that center within you which is Purna, which is Nitya Shuddha Buddha Mukta Swabhava, which is Brahma, which is Paramatma. And the king remained in the samadhi and said, O Lord, you have given me fearlessness. Abhayam darshitam tvaya. You have made me see fearlessness in my very being. Now neither the serpent exists, nor the world exists, nor my body exists. It is all Atman. It is all the self. Dashantam takshagam pade lelihanam vishananaihi nadrakshasi shariram cha vishwam cha prathagatmanaha. Neither the Vishwam, the universe, nor the Shariram, this body, nor the serpent, you will see any other than the self. It will be all your own self. Nothing exists. Even God of death, if he arrives, he is also your Atma, your Swarupa. Nothing else. In that oneness, in that Advaita Jnana, is absolute fearlessness. So he was established in that fearlessness by the power of Nalla Arivu, Samyak Jnana, true knowledge. Knowledge, what we need is Nalla Arivu, and all that we gather in our head. It's so much toil from everywhere is pullarivu. Pullarivu means deluded wrong knowledge. Pullarivu edu urai, nallarivu edu urai, pullidave arul Arunachala. You should have the knowledge of what is nonsense and what is true knowledge. All that knowledge you get from school, college, university, everywhere is pullarivu only, which all the sages ran away from, even Bhagavan. Why unnecessarily waste? So every one of them, they ran away from that kind of knowledge. They were afraid about this pullarivu because it can take you away from God. It can take you away from spiritual life. If you have to seek knowledge, seek that knowledge by which your thirst for knowing will come to an end. So, Nallarivu edurai, Arunachala, enlighten me to discern and discriminate between lowly deluded knowledge and what is auspicious knowledge leading to enlightenment. Bestow your grace by granting me the state of abiding as pure consciousness. So this is the 68th song. We all have come to Tiruvanamalai to seek this Nallarivu, the true knowledge. Once you know, you become Purna, you become perfect. All other knowledge, this knowledge also you have to seek. Bhagavad Gita says you seek it from a knower. With humility you seek it. And by that knowledge, ignorance will be removed. And you will attain freedom. Jnanena tu tadajnanam esham nashitam atmanah tesham adityavajnanam prakashayati tatparam. The knowledge is inside you, it will shine forth like Aditya, like sun. So, pullarivu is very, very risky. Outward knowledge, worldly knowledge. You need that knowledge where it is absolutely necessary. Without that, you cannot be a medical practitioner. Without that, you cannot be a musician. Without that, you cannot be a farmer. There it is needed. But in the spiritual field, too much of eating the books like a rat. You have to get the knowledge in an orderly way. That is what it is meant. It is not that you don't need books, you don't read. No. It should be one-pointed. In our tradition, we respected the books so much because the books are also Bhagavad Swarupa, Saraswati, we say. So, Moksha Shastram is needed. That knowledge which will liberate you. That knowledge which will convince you that you are the self, you are Atma. That is needed. Unnecessarily by-hearting many things, learning about many other things like school you study. Who is the great grandfather of the great football player? Who is his wife? What happened in his family? Or about a cricket player, or about something else. Many things we know. In history, when you study about many kings, many wars, many battles. These are all pullarivu, not needed. Spiritually also when you come, Ramakrishna also ran away from school. He said, I don't want this knowledge. Bhagavan also did the same thing. And they sought the right knowledge, nallarivu, the knowledge which tells you that you are not the body. You are the Atma. You are the deathless, pure self. You are not going to die. You are Ananda Swarupa. That real knowledge makes you, by knowing which everything else is known. Paravidya. The Upanishad says Paravidya. By knowing which you will know everything. For attaining that knowledge only you have come here. That is why Bhagavan very often used to remind, Vanda velaye paru. You attend to the work for which you came. Don't waste your life. Vanda velaye paru. You have to get this knowledge of the self. It has its own prakriya, process. You have to know that, and apply it within you till you find the truth within. Sometimes you will get a clue only from a guru. In the Upanishadic days, there were not much books. Today morning, I read a story that one sagely person, young boy, Kumara Kashyapa, he went to the sage Gautama. And he said, Master, I was meditating, and suddenly a Devata came in front of me. And that Devata told me a story. She told that there is a anthill which smokes in the night and is in flame in the daytime. And one Brahmana came there. He got a pickaxe. With that, or what you call shovel, he started removing the mud, digging deep. When he started digging deep the anthill, the first thing he got is ashes. Then he again started digging deep. Then he found there was a frog there. Then he started digging more deeper. He found a tortoise. Then he did more digging, more going inward. There he found a snake. Transcending that, he dug deep. He found a egg. And from that egg also he broke. Then he came in contact with pure gold. Telling this story, this angel disappeared. I did not get the head or tail of that story. What does it mean? What does that Devata tell? And what did that Brahmana do? And the sage, Gautama, he said, Dear child, don't you understand that anthill is your body? And the smoking in the night is the dream, the working of the mind. And the flame that it gives out in the daytime is the action and thoughts and words that it gives out. The Brahmana is the true meditator, the seeker, and the shovel or pickaxe that he got is self-inquiry, with which he started digging inside. And the first thing that he found is mere ash, that is the physical body, the Annamaya Kosha, which is going to be finished here in itself as mere ash. And when he dug deep, the first thing that he found is frog, which jumps, which can stay in water and earth. That is the prana, which can see here and there also. Energy plane and physical plane also. So that is the prana, which is plavangama. Plavangama also means monkey, also means frog. Both jumps, both makes energetic movements. Then he went inside, he found the tortoise. which is the sensory things. All the senses are hiding in the prana. As the tortoise withdraws its head and limbs inside, like that, this prana withdraws and enters the heart, withdrawing all the senses. Then he dug deep. Then he found the snake. That is the mind. The serpent is the mind, which takes its hoots and which gives out venom, everything. The serpent is the mind. Then he went deep. He found the primal error which creates the mind, the egg from which the serpent came. And that is the Vijnanamaya Kosha, the avidya, the individuality. And when he was brave enough to break that egg also, he found pure gold, that is, his real being, is the self. This is the way you have to go within, till you touch the gold within. Till you come in contact with the real thing in you, and this process of going inward is true knowledge. Vijnanam, nalla arivu. A knowledge has to lead you to emancipation, to freedom. Sa vidya ya vimuktaye tat karma yanna bandhaya. That karma which makes you free from karma is true karma, and that knowledge which makes you free is true knowledge. So pullarivu, nallarivu. Pullarivu is wrong knowledge, knowledge which constantly activates your mind, which constantly activates your brain, which disturbs you, which makes the mind dissipated, scattered. Anything that makes you, compels you to think. Not conducive to chittavritti nirodha is risky. All our modern gadgets are doing only that. Everything is to more and more create complex thoughts. You have a mobile, you go on thinking day and night about it. Somebody told me the mobile company, first they started, some mobile company, its chairman gave a talk. And in that talk he said, our success is, our fight is with the sleep of human being. Our success is when we can steal their sleep. We no more allow them to sleep. So that much harm is there, because even you are not allowed to sleep, you will be made to think. Every now and then you look at it and think. It is useful for your worldly transactions, but the problem is it demands you to think. And the job of Arunachala is to make you not to think. And Arunachala says, Chumma iru, and you take the mobile and look at Arunachala. Pullarivu, the knowledge which instead of making you free, suffocates you, frustrates you, puts you into the prison house of limitation. Thinking is not making you free, leading you to that silence, that mauna, is pullarivu. Wrong knowledge, dangerous knowledge. So, nallarivu yedurai Arunachala. Arunachala revealed to me that pure knowledge by which I will be free. I will attain auspiciousness. I will attain real peace, integrity, discipline, order in life. Everything will come. So give me that knowledge, nallarivu. Whenever pullarivu comes and adulterates the nallarivu, make me aware of it, Arunachala. Pullarivu edurai, nallarivu edurai, pullidave arul Arunachala. Let me have that discrimination, the power to know, recognize the wrong kind of process which can again make me get bound in the world. Let me not be deceived. Let me take hold of my life with great responsibility. And that is mumukshutvam. You have so much immense responsibility to redeem yourself. You collect yourself fully and offer it to Bhagavan, or you can say, become so much aware that your life is so sacred that you have no time to waste. Every bit of energy you are ready to utilize for this nallarivu, this true knowledge by which you will attain that wholeness, fearlessness, peace, pure love, inner strength, discipline, order, truthfulness, courage, whatever you may call. The whole life becomes very, very meaningful, and every day is a day of divine worship or bhakti, jnana. And then your resolution for spiritual life. So many of you have come from various corners of the world to Arunachala. And all of you have come, it is not a regular listening sabha. It is a very serious confluence here. Everyone is a seeker, and what is sought is something very, very serious. But this pullarivu, wrong knowledge, it can snub you. It can very often dilute your intensity. It can make you sleep in between. It can make you dull in between. So, you have taken the right resolution, have come to Tiruvanamalai, to Bhagavan. But here the prayer is, Bhagavan, let me not stop till I get that nallarivu. Uttishtata jagrata prapyavaran nibodhata. Wake up, arise, awake, and go to a true teacher and wake up. Know this knowledge. That is the real translation which Swami Vivekananda translated differently. He said, stop not till the goal is reached. That is not the Upanishadic meaning. It is a free rendering that he gave. What is meant by that? Kshurasya dhara nishita duratteya. The knowledge of the self is very, very easy, very simple. But each one's life, their prarabdha is very complex. Very, very strange things you have to undergo in life. When you are in that field, it is like walking on a razor's edge. Knowledge of the self is comparatively very, very simple. But to keep that knowledge awake within and to live our complex life with so many nonsense occurring around, and to be sensible amidst, it needs tremendous alertness. Hence the Upanishad says it is like walking on a razor's edge. Churasya dhara nishita, very sharp. A little movement you will get hurt. This side, that side you will get hurt. So without getting hurt, like a snail you have to move. The snail can move even in a blade without getting hurt. Like that, you have to move in the prarabdha path with that inner luminosity, unaffected by the forces around, and to reach that auspicious temple of freedom. The Upanishad itself gives you best wishes. They say swastivaha, best wishes. Paraya, to go beyond. Tamasah parastat, the ocean of darkness. Know the Atma. Here I give you best wishes, the Upanishad says. Swastivaha paraya tamasah parastat. Tomorrow we have to say this, because tomorrow is the last day of this series. So tomorrow again we will say this. Today it came to me, so I have conveyed it. We have to convey this again tomorrow. The Upanishadic statement, you get this pure knowledge, your journey in this world will be very, very safe, peaceful. So we will see tomorrow. We will continue this session tomorrow. And tomorrow we are offering this year Aksharamanamalai to Arunachala Ramana. Yato mama atma bhavasi tvameva tato na vachyam mama kinchitasti yathataveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham Ramanam bhajami. Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala Shiva, Arunachala. As we said today, Shunya and Purna both are coming.
मोक्षार्थिलोकस्य शरण्यमेकं मौनेन सम्बोधित भक्तलोकं गुरुं गुरूणामजमादिदेवं त्वामात्मनाथं रमणं भजामि. मोक्षार्थिलोकस्य शरण्यमेकं मौनेन सम्बोधित भक्तलोकं गुरुं गुरूणामजमादिदेवं त्वामात्मनाथं रमणं भजामि. त्वामात्मनाथं रमणं भजामि.